What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the 2010s legends taking over Breakout in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM. What does this mean, and is this something for you guys to look at? Now, first, I'm going to read my team's tweet and then break it down a little bit more. It says the 2010s Breakout takeover starts now. Okay, begin on all game mode board. Okay, important to note, if you want the 2010s portal, you got to begin in the all game modes portal. If you don't, you are not going to be able to get to that 2010. So that's just kind of something that I would like you guys to note is, again, you got to start on that 2010s if you do want to get to that portal. Okay, or not, you don't got to start in 2010. You got to start on all game modes if you do want to unlock the portal. Okay, it says defeat 3 classic 2010 squads in a row or hold one of them to 0 points. So if you play a 2010s game and you hold your opponent to 0 points, you'll unlock the portal. And then you will see which corner it is. You'll work towards that. Then you'll be able to get there. Now, it also says on boards, you will be able to get Pink Diamond Monte Ellis, Diamond Andrea Bargnani, and Amethyst Deron Williams. Now, here's the thing. We saw this with the 2000s board, which is gone now, that even though they say these cards are on boards, we don't know if that's actually true. And I'm not trying to hate on 2K, but it's the truth. Like, we do not know that these cards are actually on boards until we see it ourselves. Because last week they announced that these cards are on boards and all these things, and these cards definitely weren't on boards. And so that's important to know. Also, again, you can get the Breakout Season 1 exchange. If you do get to that next board, you get to the Warp, you'll be able to get those exchanges. Now, I've said it all along. The best way to grind 2K right now is playing Breakout, grinding your clutch time, grinding your triple threat games, and earning those Season 1 exchanges because you can work your way towards both Jack Sigma as well as Jason Kidd. Now, here's the thing for me. When I look at the cards that we see that are available on the board, you see Amy Deron Williams, you see Diamond Bargnani, as well as you see Pink Diamond Monte Ellis. Are any of these cards that good? Honestly, no. Like, the Monte Ellis stat-wise doesn't look bad. You know, he comes with that 95 driving dunk, 93 3-ball, good speed ball, good speed. The release, I know, is just going to be trash, right? I know that release is going to be trash. But stat-wise, Monte Ellis looks really good. I'm not going to sit here and act like he doesn't. It's true that Monte Ellis, stat-wise, is incredible. Badge-wise, is fine. But again, the release is definitely something that scares me. So, not in love with Monte Ellis for sure. But I do like his stats. As far as Andrea Bargnani, is he worth going for? Is he worth getting? I mean, the problem with Bargnani is the 67 speed. I will say, though, with that being said, we do not have very many budget bigs right now in this game. So if you get Andrea Bargnani, he's a solid enough hold it down budget big. No, he's not going to be as good as like the top bigs in the game. But for like budget bigs, that's what you got to think of because, again, bigs are so hard to come by. He is not bad. Now, for Deron Williams, it's going to be tough, right? Like, he is not a very great card. Even for an Amethyst, a budget card, it's really tough for me to gas him. I don't necessarily think he is great whatsoever. So, I don't necessarily love the 2010 cards specific that are supposedly attainable on Breakout boards. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. But does this make it so Breakout is worth playing? That's totally up to you. I mean, you went from the 2000s board being what it was to now obviously the 2010s board being what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, you're grinding Breakout for a variety of reasons. But the most important one is, like, again, try to get the 13 different Breakout Season 1 exchanges, which you can achieve if you find the 2010s portal. And once you get there, again, you can work your way towards, like I said, the Jack Sigmas, the Jason Kidds of the world. And honestly, guys, as you do grind Breakout, you're going to get rewarded. Like, your rep's going to go up. Your MT count's going to go up. You are going to get rewarded in a big time way. I just wish, and again, it's going to sound bad, but I don't really believe that, especially day one, the pull rate of like a Monte Ellis and Bargnani is high whatsoever. So, like, honestly, it's cool that they, like, and honestly, what I think 2K should do, and this is just me, is they should, you know, yeah, rotate the 2010s, rotate the 90s, rotate the 80s. That's cool and all, but within that, rotate them a little bit more than that. So, like, weekly, rotate the 2010 rewards. If this is going to be in the game for, let's say, 2 weeks, the 2010s, or 3 weeks, rotate the different rewards as we go through. So for example, like you guys can see, they're all hidden gem cards. So if you want to search and see who could they possibly rotate in here, all you got to do is go to 2K database. And let's see here if I can get to the pink diamond stage. All right, awesome. So I'm on the pink diamond stage. Okay, the 2010s. Let's think. Who else could be in the 2010s that they could rotate in here? Heck, rotate in the pink diamond, Yao Ming. He would be more 2000s probably, but they could rotate him in. Rotate in the pink diamond Kemba Walker. Don't actually do that. I don't want Kemba Walker. But you get what I'm saying? Like, rotate in different rewards, different cards that people can get to maybe make it more incentivizing. Like, again, I don't necessarily think any of these cards are, that bad, especially with the, Monte Ellis, the Bargnani. I don't think they're that bad, but are either of those cards like cards that I'm like, yeah, drop everything, grind breakout. You need to find a way to get these cards. No, like, they're fine, but they're not like must-have cards, I guess is the way I ultimately would phrase it. So for me, is Breakout worth playing now? It's the same as the 2000s. It's one of those things. It's the same as the 2000s. I don't necessarily think it's worth playing, alone or by itself. But again, if you were trying to grind for Jason Kidd, if you're trying to get Jack Sigma, along the way, sure, grind some Breakout. Like, I had to play a ton of Breakout to get, Jason Kidd and Jason Kidd, and I don't remember who else I got. Maybe Glenn Rice. I had to grind a bunch to get both of those. And it is what it is at the end of the day. You do get rewarded for playing Breakout MT-wise, all of those things. But again, the main thing is combining this while you're grinding for Jack Sigma and Jason Kidd, because this alone is not worth it. I will say, I am glad that 2K is updating Breakout. I will say that. Do I think the last update was good with the 2000s? No. I think, honestly, 2K kind of dropped the ball with that. But I will say I at least like the fact that they are at least updating it. And again, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying anything like that. But at least we are getting some sort of an update. Like, at least it's not just the copy and paste, same old Breakout. Like, they're at least updating it. Now, does that mean, again, it's worth playing? That's a separate discussion. I can't necessarily sit there and say that. I'll play a couple of these boards today and just see if I end up getting anything. I never expect to get any of, especially the players from this. I'm not expecting that. But I at least want to see what do the boards look like now? Like, did they update them elsewhere, right? MT-wise, did they make it more worth it or less worth it? Am I going to see more MT today or less MT today than normal? Those are the things I want to see. I'm not expecting to go get a Monte Ellis today. I'm not expecting that. But what I am expecting is if I play through a board to get rewarded for playing the game. Like, I don't think that is ultimately too much to ask for. So we'll see how boards are. And again, drop your comments down below. Like, if you end up playing today and get a Monte Ellis, let it be known that, oh, Monte Ellis is definitely actually in the game. And again, for a game mode that is feels, I shouldn't hate too much, but for a game mode that feels like empty, that feels dry, that feels like there's nothing to do, 2K is updating Breakout. Now, with that being said, they need to update it in a good way. They can't just update it and it still be not worth playing. It still be dry. It still be a bad update, right? Like, people need to actually see, especially Darren Williams, guys. He should be somewhat common on boards. The card's not good. He's not good. So why would 2K not make him somewhat common? Why should he be super rare if the card isn't good? Like, these are the things I want answers for. Even Bargnani, he should not be super rare. For example, if you play a day of Breakout and you're winning a bunch of games, you should see Andrea Bargnani on boards. He's not game-breaking good. You know what I'm saying? Those would be things that people would have and be able to grind for. That's all I ask, is for people to be able to grind for some free cards on this game. But if you're going to make the pull rate of these cards that bad, then people aren't going to feel rewarded for playing the game. I'm not saying Monte Ellis, because I think he's actually decent. I'm not saying he's got to be pulled at the same rate as these other guys, but you have to feel like again, if you're going to update Breakout and make that these 3 rewards are now available in the game, I feel like there has to be some sort of incentive to play the game, and people actually got to be able to pull these cards. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys can let me know down below in the comments if that's the case, but I just feel like right now, people just feel like, well, yeah, there's an update, but the last update was terrible. It was. Granted, the 2000s update was terrible. I'm giving 2K another chance. We need to see a solid update from you guys, 2K. Again, I'm not saying everybody's got to pull Monte Ellis in their first board. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is people need to feel rewarded for their time playing the game. And again, a Darren Williams on a board would not hurt you guys at all. So hopefully we see some positives from 2K moving forward. I just know if I read the comments, it's going to be a bunch of negativity. Like I said, the big key here is that these players actually pop up on boards. If they don't, it's going to be a disastrous 2010s board. I like that they're updating it, but again, they have to actually update them, right? Like actually put these cards on boards. Don't make them as rare as you know, like honestly, Darren Williams should pop up on 15% of boards, like at least, right? Bargnani should be 5% of boards. They should not be as rare as 2K is making them. That's, I guess, where I'm at with things. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think I'm in the wrong? Are you guys excited to grind the 2010s boards? Like I said, I'll grind through boards, update you guys as I play through them and let you know. Because, like, for me, I got to grind out my dunks anyways, right? I got to get the Legend Posterizer by this weekend. So that is something that I'm obviously going to be doing here. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.